Today, I'll be talking about a glitch which has led to many players being falsely banned from Hypixel. I even talked to someone who got banned from this later in the video. I kindly ask that you take this video with a grain of salt as we do not know much about the situation yet. May 2nd, 2021. A rumor is spreading about a very specific glitch. It originated from a post on the Hypixel forums. This post was created by a user known as Uwu Knight, but like with a Q instead of a G, you know? They described their situation. Let me paint the scene for you. They were walking across a bridge in Bedwars when suddenly they started moving ridiculously fast. It was like they had speed 5, but they didn't. They were confused and started walking backwards to figure out what had just taken place. But before they knew what had just happened, they were banned for cheating. They were using Lunar Client. When I first saw this, I just did not have a good reason to believe them, and I thought it was probably just an excuse for cheating or just them being a troll. But a few days later, I saw someone else who experienced the exact same thing, and I was intrigued. So I did some good old research, and I found a few more people claiming to have gotten banned from this exact bug. At this point, I was convinced that the bug actually existed, but what was causing it? Well, I had one lead. Everyone who had experienced this bug had one thing in common. They all used Lunar Client. But was Lunar Client truly to blame? Or was it just a big coincidence? To start, I looked through every single mod on Lunar Client, but when I finally got to toggle sprint, I noticed something strange. In the toggle sprint settings, there was a setting called fly boost. It had absolutely no description, just an option where you could set the fly boost amount. But what is fly boost? Well, after a bit of help from Google, I learned that fly boost made it so if you pressed your sprint key while flying, you would fly 4 times as fast. So I tested it in a single player world and it actually worked. I figured this mod was single player only, so I was completely baffled when I went onto a server and started flying around at the speed of light. And then for something I was ridiculously certain wouldn't work, I joined Build Battle, a Hypixel minigame, and it worked. I only tried in creative mode though, so I joined the Bedwars lobby and started flying around, ready to disconnect. But I was pushing my luck. I was basically using speed hacks on Hypixel. On a side note, if any admins are watching this, everything I say is a joke and didn't actually happen. If I put any video evidence in, it's all fake. Back to the topic at hand. When I started flying, I got lagged back and stuck in a block almost instantly. I was too scared to test it again, since no video ideas are worth the ban, but it was clear enough that this fly boost feature was dangerous. On top of this, someone who had experienced this claimed their speed was multiplied by 400 or 500%. The fly boost feature multiplies your speed by 400% at default. So, is this case closed? Well, obviously not. That was a rhetorical question. There's still we're only 3 minutes into the video. Did you really think that it was over? Something felt off about this. Fly boost boosts your speed when you are flying. None of these people were flying when they were banned. I decided to investigate some more. The user Smitsio, another victim of this random speed boost, said they weren't even using fly boost. Another person who had experienced this, Badlion, claimed everything was super fast, including falling, sorta like Timer, a tick-based cheat. I'm no expert on fly boost, but that doesn't line up to me. I worked up the courage to try using fly boost in a lobby once more, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. So why did I get stuck in a block last time? Well, it turns out if you fly towards the slab at the right angle, you'll get stuck in it. Just Hypixel being Hypixel. So what was really going on? Well, I was completely lost, so I tried to reach out to Badlion, as they had experienced this glitch. I interviewed him and I learned a lot. They said they were using an old Linux laptop, which may be important for later. They also didn't press anything besides space and W before getting banned. The last part tells us that it's not based on any keybinds. He also said that this was the second time this had happened to him. The first time he just logged out and didn't get banned. So that shows you can actually experience this and live to tell the tale. The reason he didn't log out the second time was because he was playing Lucky Block Bed Wars and thought that it was some sort of effect from Lucky Block. He also made a diagram about what had happened. Uwu Knight, another person impacted by this, you might recognize their name from the beginning of the video, was playing on an old MacBook Pro, a detail that may be important. I don't see a need to stretch this video out as I'm not monetized yet, so let's get into my theories of what caused this. Speaking of what caused this, I hope that this call to action will cause you to subscribe, and maybe join my Discord, and maybe leave a like. You watched this far, you clearly enjoy the content. Unless you don't. In which case, feel free to leave a dislike. Anyways, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. Let's just continue where we left off. One extremely popular theory is that this is being caused from CPU speedups. If you don't know what that is, well, a CPU speedup basically causes your CPU to speed up and go faster than it should, which makes you send packets to the server extremely fast, which is exactly what could be happening here. CPU speedups could be happening from any number of reasons, maybe a power surge or bad design. While this can seem compelling, we have to remember this is extremely rare, and I severely doubt people's CPUs are running at multiple times the intended speed. Plus, wouldn't you just be kicked for sending too many packets, or even lagged back? No one claimed to have been lagged back. Another very common theory is that Watchdog does this right before it bans a player. However, I don't believe this theory, as some people have avoided bans by disconnecting. Also, it seems unlikely that Hypixel would even know how to make your game go faster. Another popular theory is that Lunar Client is giving players this effect. While it does seem like a strong argument, a few people have claimed this has happened to them on Forge. It could be because of a shared modification for both Lunar and Forge causing this bug, but it just doesn't seem likely to me, and this only started popping up recently. What do I personally believe? Well, I don't know too much about how this stuff works. I can't even think of much of a reason that this would be happening in the first place. It's probably related to a lot of factors. None of the arguments brought forward seem very strong to me. Maybe it's a mix of everything. Maybe it could be because Lunar Client and Forge don't handle newer drivers from Linux and Mac well. Maybe Forge and Lunar Client amplify CPU speedups, and they happen in vanilla too. Maybe it is just a Hypixel bug. At the end of the day, this is all speculation, and I don't know anything for certain. Please leave your theories down below. I really want to know what you all think. As always, if you have any information, feel free to DM me on Discord, and maybe we can eventually solve what's happening here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video, unless you don't watch another video of mine. In which case, you should definitely watch at least one of the 2 amazing videos on screen right now. Unless like you're watching on TV and then you won't see 2 amazing videos on your screen right now. But like, why would you be watching on your TV? Like, watch like a movie or something on your TV.